Ladies and gentlemen, it is a good day today because right now I'm looking at what I think so far is probably the best looking PlayStation 5 controller, and it only took us getting to a 30-year anniversary to finally get what I think a bunch of us were at least asking for, but it's here, and I thought, you know what, we'll unbox it here on camera, and I even have original PlayStation or PS1 controller. This was like with the small PS1 revision that they did. I figured we'd have that here to compare maybe some of the color exactly on this for the shell versus this one, and even some of the symbols, although that might be a little faded, but still, it'll be fun here just kind of check it out and get an idea as to what the 30th anniversary PS5 DualSense controller looks like in person. So if you guys enjoy the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. Flipping around to the back though, we do have the 30th anniversary tag right here with the nice colored PlayStation logo. The biggest thing for me is, yes, it obviously takes on the original PlayStation controller look and the color scheme, but even just having that PlayStation logo there, the button for your DualSense, still have that same kind of colored scheme, I think is awesome. Otherwise though, it's pretty minimalistic. Heighten your senses here at the bottom, controller right in the middle. We do have it's like a model number there for it. There you go, just in case you're curious. And big old PlayStation here with the typical text that Sony uses for it. Just limited edition though, with the PlayStation logo right here. Ooh, I do like the inside of the box here where they have all like their different accessories, systems, peripherals, like everything kind of right there. And then this nice collage, which they did put out that 30th anniversary image that had all this stuff there. And it even had the PS5 Pro in there before they officially announced it. And then look, we even have all the PlayStation symbols here, along with 30 kind of mixed in. So it's just a fun touch. This feels more like a nice celebration packaging, 30th anniversary. I know Sony sometimes gets a bad rap for their packaging being what feels like cheap for a premium product. Not this case though. This actually feels like they're trying to celebrate something, which makes sense. 30th anniversary is in a week and a half from this recording. That's right, the first week of December. So we're still a little ways off from it, but it's fun to get this stuff in time for it. Pretty standard. You don't get like a cable or anything with your DualSense controller. You get some instructions and then just sort of the inner box that protects it. But here we are with the controller. Ooh, okay, first impressions on this. Yeah, it looks good. It's so funny. This is basically what people have been calling for a while. It's like, yo, you should actually make like an original PlayStation themed DualSense controller. Once we saw Sony start to do all the different kinds of color schemes and stuff, it's like, guys, it's right there. But little did we know, they were saving it for the 30th anniversary of all the different colored symbols here: square, triangle, circle, cross. Let's see, the nice looking button there. Nice color scheme. Let's see if we have a charge. We do. Yeah, the color here around the handles, obviously this is the one here normally would just be black. They just made it a darker sort of gray look here. It's close. Keep in mind this is faded. So it's hard to find one that's brand new out of the packaging without spending like an arm and a leg, and this one's even kind of gone through it a little bit. But it is, looking at it in person, it's close. Like, I do feel like if this was brand new, the plastic, like the tone would be maybe dead on for this. Even like the buttons there you can see. Yeah, Sony did good with this one. There's this really nice smoked gray background that Sony did here for not only the face buttons, but also the D-pad. And that, once again, goes along with the original PlayStation controller look and theming. Just a lot of attention to detail pretty much across the board for all the inputs. Instead of having Sony right here on the front, they've obviously put it back here like you normally expect. But on the back, they do have, look at that, PlayStation 30th anniversary. So you have at least something there to kind of differentiate it, or at least just sort of call out the event that it's celebrating. So that's a nice touch. Also, here's something else that's pretty cool that's specific to this one. If you zoom in right here, do you know how we have like the symbols that are sort of embedded in the plastic, so it gives this grip feel to it? It does have the same kind of design as this, where it has the 30 in there along with the PlayStation symbols. I actually zoomed in and took a macro shot of it, and I'll show it to you here. it looks good. It's not something you're really going to notice, though, unless you, I mean, you really have to look. And even then, I had to get a camera out to double check to make sure. But just little touches like that, I go, okay, this doesn't feel like a phoned-in product. And I know there were a bunch of things you could have bought, like the Portal, which should have the same kind of design here. Obviously, the systems and the PS5 Pro. But for me, that all kind of felt redundant because I already have most of that stuff, right? So in this instance, though, the controller felt a bit more reasonable at its price point to get it to celebrate 30th anniversary, and even think back on the old days of PlayStation. They're very different now versus then, but it's nice that they can still kind of recognize that time period with limited edition releases like these. I will admit I'm a little torn, though. Like, I would like to use this, but it just looks so awesome. So that's always the thing with these custom controllers. Let me know if you run into this yourself, where you buy a really nice looking, even limited edition controller like this, and then you sit there and go, am I actually going to use this, or am I going to keep using my standard controller that might have a bit of wear and tear on it now, but it's like it's the play controller, right? The one that, hey, if it gets dropped or just over time it wears down, I don't care. This is one that I feel like I just want to have it around. It's just, I don't know, it's that trap you fall into with these custom controllers. But this is a really, really nice outing for Sony with their custom controllers. And I have a couple of them. Like the Astrobot one was probably my favorite up until this point. And now I think it's this one now. PlayStation 30th anniversary controller. Let me know if you picked this one up yourself. Let me know if you picked up the Portal, because I'm curious what that one looks like in person, just based on the images of it. I mean, same kind of plastic here, sure, but the Portal looked weird when it came out, but it's really grown on me, at least the look of it, since it's very functional in its design. But still, man, that PlayStation symbol is just really nice contrast against the gray cover here, and then the symbols and stuff. But let me know what you guys think about this one down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.